welcome back. It is time to continue our NCAA football win total series, and we are moving on in the Sun Belt. We are at Texas State now. And Texas State, like a lot of these Sun Belt teams, are newer to FBS. They joined in 2012 in the WAC. It was a 4-8 year under Dennis Francione. 6-6 the next year, 7-5, no bowls. And then they didn't have another winning season after that until G.J. Kinney comes in. Last year, they start out with a win at Baylor. Nice upset. They lose at UTSA, then beat Jackson State, beat Nevada, beat Southern Miss on the road, lose at Louisiana just by 4, then beat UL Monroe by 1 at home, lose to Troy at home, beat Georgia Southern. They lose their next 2 at Coastal and at Arkansas State, finish the year with a win at South Alabama. That gets them to a bowl game. It is going to be their first ever bowl game. They play in the First Responders Bowl, and they take out Rice 45-21. So last year, we're talking about an 8-5 year under G.J. Kinney's first year as the head coach. And this is a guy that came in from Incarnate Word. He was the head coach there in 2022. Then 2023 makes the jump to Texas State. And we're going to see a little bit of that Incarnate Word infusion this year. We look at this year, though, and they lost their quarterback. Never good to lose a quarterback. TJ Finley was pretty dang good last year. 3,400 yards, 24 touchdowns. He's off to Western Kentucky. That's fine. Jordan McLeod comes in from James Madison. He was fantastic last year. He limits mistakes. That is something that TJ Finley did not do last year. They bring back Joey Hobart and Cole Wilson at wide receiver. They also bring in a couple transfers. They should have a very good wide receiver core. Ishmael Mahdi's back. Small running back, but 1,331 yards last year, 10 scores, great return man. They also bring in Deion Hankins from UTEP. This is going to be an awesome running game. 3 starters back on the offensive line. It's a group that was great on the ground game, did struggle in pass protection, but I think that's less of an issue this year with Jordan McLeod now at quarterback. On defense was okay last year. It wasn't great, but big thing is the transfer portal here. Tomasi Adelaide is a former Texas A&M recruit. He was a big-time recruit, went to Michigan State. Stephen Parker, great pass rusher that came from Incarnate Word. They'll anchor the defensive line. In the secondary, they struggled a little in coverage last year, but they have Caleb Cupp and a good linebacking core. The defense should be a little bit better this year than they were last year. The big thing is Texas State was 7-0 last year when scoring 35 or more points. They were 1-5 when they didn't. Typically, that coincided with them turning the ball over too much. I think Jordan McLeod is going to limit the turnovers, and if they limit the turnovers, they're going to win a lot of games this year. We look at their schedule. They open August 31st at home against Lamar. That should be a win. Then they play UTSA on the 7th of September. That should be a win. Arizona State's at home. Honestly, that's a toss-up. They may win that game. And then they have a bye. They're at Sam Houston. It's in Houston. It's not at Sam Houston's home site on September 28th. That should be a win. At Troy, October 3rd, probably a loss. Then Arkansas State at home, and then at Old Dominion. They should get one of those as well before another bye. Louisiana, it's a shorter week, but they're coming off the bye. Should be a win. Then they're at UL Monroe after a mini bye playing November 9th. That should be a win. November 16th, they've got Southern Miss. November 23rd, Georgia State, and then at South Alabama to end the year. They could end this year on a 5, 6, even 7-game winning streak. And we look at the win totals, 8.5 is the number in most places, with a juice to the under. I think this is an 8-win team, if not 9. I mean, if they pull off an upset of Arizona State, we could be talking about 10 wins, and they're only, or 11 even, and their only loss being at Troy. The floor on this team, I feel, is 7. I like them to get 8, 9, or 10. So we're going to go ahead and take the over 8 at DraftKings. it is plus 100 there. So over 8 plus 100. If you like this content, make sure to go through all of our videos. We've done the entire Mountain West. We've done the entire map. We're almost done with the Sun Belt Conference, and then we'll be moving on to Conference USA. Make sure to leave a comment on who you're looking forward to, and we'll see you next time.